everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I have an unhaul here for you guys. I'm getting rid of some books that I've read in the past couple of months, plus a few others that I just can't have on my shelves anymore for, whatever reason. So I decided I'm going to share with you guys the books that I am going to unhaul so I can make room for some newer ones. Because I just filmed a book haul video for March. So I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of some books. So I got a good amount of books here that I'm getting rid of. So I am unhauling the same amount of books that I hauled. That's kind of funny. I'm literally replacing 19 books with another 19 books. So I'm basically just like, that's funny how that works out that way. However, I might have another unhaul after my next wrap up because there's some I'm holding on to that I want to talk about and some that I haven't decided what to do with yet. There are a couple of books I was like, I want to get rid of this, but not right now. I need to finish the series first to see what I think before I decide to unhaul certain ones. So at some point I will probably go back to those. But for now we have 19 books I'm getting rid of. So let's start with those and I'll explain my reasons for wanting to unhaul these as we go. So the first one I'm getting rid of is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. This was originally going to be a Fiction Falls pick for later in the year, but we decided to replace it with something else. And all honesty, I don't think I'm ever going to get to this. I decided I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this because I'm never going to read it. This next book, I DNF'd, which is why I'm getting rid of this. That is Lightlark by Alex Astor. This is the second book from this author that I DNF'd. So I'm like, this author is just not for me. So that's why I'm getting rid of this one. Alright, next one I'm getting rid of. My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy this. So don't come for me in the comments. I did give this 4 stars. However, I just didn't feel like I loved it enough to keep my physical copy of it. Not that it's a bad book. I didn't think it was bad at all. In fact, I really enjoyed my time with it. I just don't feel the need to keep my physical copy. So that's the only reason why I'm getting rid of this. Alright, next I am getting rid of Conform by Ariel Sullivan. This was just a 3-star for me, and I don't feel like it's a good idea to keep books that are only 3 stars. However, I did read an arc of Beneath by this author, and I thought that was way better than this. I gave Beneath 4 stars, and I really enjoyed that one more. I will continue the series at some point, maybe, but I won't be buying physical copies of it. If anything, maybe I'll get it off of Libby or an audio, but I will not be buying any more copies of the actual series. That's why I'm getting rid of that one. Next one is another DNF I'm getting rid of, which is The Crimson Crown by Heather Walters. Unfortunately, this just did not work for me. Sadly, I really wanted to love it. It just, unfortunately, did not work. And that was also part of my challenge from some of the books that Clint picked out for me that, unfortunately, just didn't work out. Next one I'm getting rid of is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. I did read this with my besties Karina and Nikki, and I did actually enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. I just don't feel like I loved it enough to keep my copy of it. But I know it's getting adapted, so I do want to watch the movie when it comes out. Because I did really like this book. I just don't feel the need to hold on to a physical copy, which is the only reason why I'm getting rid of it. Alright, next one. This is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. So please don't come for me in the comments on this one. I'm getting rid of Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Now, I absolutely loved the original series. And I also really like Snow's story, which is a very bookish hot take. I know, not everybody loves Snow's story. However, I really liked it. Hamish's story, not for me. Unfortunately, it just felt like a ripoff of what I've already read previously from the other books. And in all honesty, I just did not connect with the characters, which is so sad because Hamish was my favorite from the original series. I just felt like she did Hamish wrong in this. So many ways that just did not work for me. I'm so sad. I did not cry at all. And people are sobbing over this. And I'm like, I don't understand. I gave this 2 stars. This is just, I just felt like she could have left after, I feel like she could have done, if she were to do Hamish's story, I felt like it needed more emotion, more sensitive topics, it just needed more of everything. And honestly, there's a bunch of name drops in this from previous books, and just felt like that went nowhere. I'm so sad that it did not work for me. I really wanted it to. I wanted to love it. Because I went to the midnight release party at my Barnes & Noble. I'm just so sad that it didn't work. So that's a very bookish hot take. I know. Please don't come for me. It just was not for me. I will be keeping my other books in the series, though. I am also getting rid of Slaying the Shadow Prince by Helen Shore. I ended up DNFing this later in the book. I love Blood and Steel from this author. I need to continue that series. Unfortunately, this just did not quite measure up like Blood and Steel did. I do want to continue the rest of the series. Just this particular one just was not for me, unfortunately. Alright, next one should come no surprise to everyone who watched my book review on this book. That is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is another bookish hot take. I don't understand the hype. I truly do not. Honestly, I feel like hyped books are just not for me. Anytime I try and read a hyped book, it's either a 3 or a 4 star or less. I'm just really, really sad because people were hyping this book up so much. And Light Wielder, the second book, is coming out in June. And I wanted to love it. It's just way too much traveling. If you want to hear all my thoughts on this, you should definitely go watch my book review video on it. It's just, when everyone said how great this ending was, I'm like, what? Did we read the same book? I just predicted the ending from a mile away. I was just sad. So unfortunately, I will be unhauling this one. And then this next one I will be unhauling is This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi. It's not that I didn't like this book. It just didn't have the same impact on me as it did for other people. I think I gave this one like 3 or 4 stars, somewhere around there. I think the ending was better than the rest of the book. It had a good strong setup. It fell a little flat for me. However, I will continue the series. I mean, the rest of the books are on KU, so I might just borrow it off of KU and read them that way. I don't feel like I need a physical copy of this anymore. However, I do have the Shadow Me series back here by her that I need to continue. I started that series like a long time ago, and I need to reread from the beginning and work my way through. So I will be keeping those books, just not this one. So unfortunately, it just did not work as well. Alright, next one I am unhauling is Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. I did read this in March as a buddy read. Unfortunately, it started out so promising. I absolutely love the first half of this book. And then it went bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I'll talk more about it when I do my wrap up for March, but what the heck was this book? I absolutely love the first half. Why did the second half have to be so lackluster? It just went crazy for no reason whatsoever. And I did not understand the end. I was just so confused. So unfortunately, I feel like J.T. Geisinger reached her peak for me with Pen Pal. Pen Pal is the only book from this author I think I gave 5 stars to. And I think there's a couple of others that I read. Oh yeah, I read her romance books, her regular romance. I read Burn for Me, Ache for You, and I think there's another one in that series. I love that series. I think regular romance is better for her because Gothic, I don't think it's her speed. I'm starting to think she's starting to lose me as an author. I mean, her Burn for Me series, I absolutely love. Those are all just regular romance. Those were so much better. This, unfortunately, was a 3 star and it did not work, unfortunately. Alright, next up, another bookish hot take for you guys. I'm getting rid of Half City by Kate Golden. I did read this for like a buddy read Patreon read along kind of thing for Just Romance Fiction. What to say about this book? This was a 3-star for me, and well, I predicted so much of the ending so early on. Like in the beginning, I predicted everything down to the last detail. And I'm like, maybe I should have just given this a 2-star. Because, I mean, I did like the whole hunting aspect of this book. It had a promising setup. It just did not deliver for me. And I grew to literally despise the main character. I really did not like her. And I think that's kind of where it started off for me, to be like, this is just not a book for me. However, I do have a Dawn of Onyx for this author. I will try that one. But unfortunately, Half City was just not it for me. Alright, next book I am unhauling is This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. I just read this recently. I still haven't told my bestie Karina my thoughts on it yet, because she gave this 4 stars. I went with a 3-star on this one. I did not love it. Unfortunately, I did predict the ending on this one as well. Kind of early on. Not down to the last detail, mind you, but I did predict most of it. There's only like one thing at the very end I did not guess, but everything else I'm like, yep, this all checks out. I mean, it wasn't bad. I liked the story. It just was super predictable for me. Which is why it was a 3-star, and which is why I'm unhauling it. However, I will try another book from her if she writes another one, because this one just didn't quite work as well for me. Alright, next book I am unhauling is another DNF. And this is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I did know going in, this is based off a Harry Potter fanfic that was completely changed around. It started out promising, and then it got extremely, extremely slow. And I was bored for most of this book. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. Which is sad, because this is a really pretty copy that I had. I love Julie Soto's other books that I read. I think I gave her regular romance books, I think I gave both of them 4 stars and really enjoyed them. This one, I just don't think fantasy or romantasy is up her alley. I just don't feel like it's the right book for her, or the right genre for her, in my personal opinion. I grew bored, and I did not care about the characters anymore. So yeah, unfortunately, this is another unhaul. Right, next one, I am going to be unhauling this particular copy of The Ballad of Summers and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. However, I have another copy of this book, which is why I don't need this copy anymore. I have a deluxe version that I got with the whole original series plus this book with a different cover. I just don't need 2 copies of this book, which is why I'm getting rid of this particular copy. I just feel like my other copy is prettier, and I don't need this one. That's the only reason why I'm getting rid of this. I'm talking too fast, sorry. The only reason why I'm getting rid of this one is just so I only need 1 copy of this book. I don't need 2 copies. That's the only reason why. Alright. The last 4 books might hurt people's feelings. However, I needed to unhaul them for personal reasons. I don't want to talk about the reason why, because I will get emotional and start crying. After what I found out about this author and some of the stuff that she's done, I cannot get behind her anymore, and I cannot read any more of her books. I'm starting to tear just thinking about it, so I'm not going to get into the details, but I needed to get rid of these for my own sanity, because I cannot support this author anymore, and I'm so sad about it. So, these last 4 books are all Abby Jimenez. So we have Part of Your World, Yours Truly, Say You'll Remember Me, and just for the summer. I can't support her anymore after what I've seen and heard. And I mean, if you really want to know the details of why, message me on Instagram. My link for that is always down below. It just, unfortunately, I cannot get behind her anymore, and it really upsets me deeply. And I want to cry just thinking about it. Alright, don't cry. Please don't cry. But I need to get rid of these because I cannot support her at this point in my life. And I'm really, really sad about it. But, alright, I'm not going to cry anymore, I promise. But that's all the books I am unhauling. All 19. So now I can make way for the new books that I just got, which I am very happy for. I just got 19 books to replace these 19, basically. So hopefully we'll find some winners in the new books that I got. And we will move on with these other books. I have a friend who said that she'll take them off my hands. We're doing a little book swap, me and her. So one of my friends, she's been taking my books that I'm no longer keeping. So I'm going to let her take them. Hopefully she'll like them. But that is all the books that I am unhauling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to stick around and watch more of my bookish videos, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I will see you all in the next one.